Good evening, everybody. We're going live, also online, so we're going to start now. First of all, thank you very much for being here, both on site and online. This is the first event of Digital Swamp, the expanded digital program of School of Waters, Mediterranean 19, who's opening in these days in San Marino. So we are physically opening our venues and activities here in San Marino, but we are also accompanying our activities here on site with an expanded digital program that will allow people who are not able to join us here physically to follow our activities and also to have access to artist contributions and also to a series of panels and a conversation among artists and curators. We'll start tonight here at Teatro Concordia, Cinema Concordia, which is the venue that will host for 6 months the 5 screening programs of School of Waters, of Mediterranean 19. You will be seeing here in this venue around 20 works by 20 artists participating to the Biennale. And we will start tonight with the first screening program, which goes under the name Archives and Potential History, that features the works of Dina, who is here with us tonight in presence, Nura Borate, Alessandra Ferrini, and Jacopo Rinaldi. Following, this program that you will see tonight will be followed by other 4 screening programs that you will find online, and will be here present and live from San Marino for the entire duration of the Biennale. So we decided to introduce the first screening program with a conversation with Dina. This conversation is related to the film The Eyes That Never See, which is a production of 2021 that Dina is presenting here for the Biennale. You can access to the film online. The film is online on our YouTube channel for tonight, only for tonight. And for people attending the Biennale on site, the film will be screened regularly here in this venue for the entire duration of the film. So Dina is a visual artist, born in Jerusalem in 1994 and currently based in Amsterdam, where she is attending the Atelier program, residency program. Dina has a very complex work and multifaceted practice that materialized mainly in video projects, but also performances, lecture performances, and her work questions different topics related mainly with death in the public sphere, but also questions of visibility and invisibility in relationship to museums, institution, and historical processes. The conversation of tonight will dig into a specific history, which is related both to the city of Jerusalem. We are going to talk about Jerusalem tonight, and the film is about Jerusalem. And also the idea of looking at Jerusalem historically in order to understand what's going on in Jerusalem right now, in the present. And also we're accessing this perspective to actually a very personal story. Dina will tell us a little bit about this personal account, which is very politically charged, and it's not just the family story, but it's really a story that talks about political current situation in Palestine. So I will stop my talking. I will pass the mic immediately to Dina. And after this very short talk, we will go directly to the film. So thank you very much for being here. And for those who are here in presence, we will also can take some time after the projection to talk in more informal. Thank you so much. Yes.
Thank you for having me. As you heard now from Simone Frangi, my film is about a personal account that is very close to my heart. It happened to my cousin Donnie in Jerusalem 3 years ago. and it takes you through layers of greed and structural and systematic racism Palestinians face daily in Israel. So Palestinian workers having absolutely no safety regulation, constantly being placed in threatening situation, their lives, our lives, are seen as lesser, insignificantly enough for our blood to be shed. My film is about Israel's obsession for digging for artifacts in Palestine in order to validate the truth of their existence that never was. So the insisting to dig cost the lives of more Palestinians and contradicts the reality of how Israel was found. It is an apartheid state that was built on Palestinian flesh, and the film talks about a settlement that was built on a city like previously was called Colonia, which is, of course, was demolished after ethnic cleansing happened. And this specific village, Colonia, the digging of artifacts happened to it like 3 years ago, as I said. And it was actually a coincidence that they were starting to build a highway, and then they found out there was a city underground. And I will talk just briefly about the research that was happening. And while I was researching of the things that were outside, like published about the underground city, so there was a lot of contradiction that happened when Israel announced that, first of all, said that it was a big bang, where the Big Bang happened, which is also contradicts their story of being in Palestine. And then it's finally announced that it's actually a Byzantine city that goes back to 9,000 years old. And today, however, I want to speak about what's happening in Jerusalem right now. As we are speaking, Sheikh Jarrah is a predominantly Palestinian neighborhood in East Jerusalem is facing ethnic cleansing on a massive and a violent scale. People are being attacked by Israeli Zionist settlers, protected by Israeli defense forces, chanting death to Arabs, as they brutally storm the streets, marking X's on doors of Palestinians for attack later. Gaza is also facing ethnic cleansing, a city that is one of the most densely populated and considered worldwide to be an open-air jail with no possibility to escape, is now being attacked with a phosphor bombs that is actually forbidden by international law. Speaking here from San Marino, the Freedom Land. And not only from Akka to Rahat and from the river to the sea, Palestine was and still is facing ethnic cleansing. So what I'm saying is, it's not only in one moment or one area. It happens or happened, and it's still happening as we speak. I'm honestly very tired of my identity being fetishized, used as an exotic token that can signal diversity and virtue, while simultaneously a war can literally be happening in Palestine, and not one institution releases a statement or speaks from their position of power. Not one art or cultural place in Europe where I worked and where I'm working is talking about it. I'm wondering at what point solidarity with oppressed people under occupation becomes a taboo or complicated, when it's in fact a quite simple. One nation, which has one of the strongest armies in the world, is committing crimes against the other that has zero power or support from other countries and armies. So there is no equivalence and very clear power imbalance, meaning the situation cannot and should not be framed as a conflict. So I'm still wondering why supporting fascist criminal state that has been breaking international laws for years now is fine. Israel was founded by European guilt of murdering them. Why does Europe now support Israel killing other people? Does guilt stand for and protect one kind only? I would like to end this by saying Free Palestine and thank you.
Thank